When you step back and watch a terminal in action, you can see that vehicles and equipment are in constant motion. This means there are a lot of drivers out there constantly making decisions that could affect their safety and the safety of those working around them. What decisions are you making when you drive around the terminal? Are you following all the rules? Or do you take a few shortcuts here and there? The answers to those questions could have serious consequences. The incident you are about to see actually happened and resulted in the death of a longshore worker. Jim and Mike were operating their straddle carriers in the stacks. They were working a ship, so they both had a tight schedule to follow. At one point, Jim was driving from north to south between the stacks, while Mike was traveling east to west. Normally, this wouldn't have been an issue, but when Mike came to the end of the stack, he kept going, driving right through a stop bar. The result was that he T-boned Jim's straddle carrier, knocking it over on its right side. Jim's cab was dislodged, but was stopped by the safety wires. However, Jim was ejected from the cab and fell to the concrete pad below. He died from his injuries several days later. How did this happen? Mike chose not to follow well-known traffic rules while operating his straddle carrier. That one decision not to stop at a stop bar caused a terrible crash. Now, Mike has to live with the result. Jim also played a part in this tragedy. He chose not to wear his seatbelt while operating his Strad. If he had just taken the few extra seconds to clip on his belt, he would be alive today. Both straddle operators failed to scan the area for potential hazards. If they had been alert to their surroundings, Jim could have slowed down when he noticed Mike approaching the end of the stack, and Mike would have likely decided to stop at the stop bar. In this case, not paying attention to other equipment operating in the yard contributed to the death of a worker. When a fatal injury happens on a terminal, the effects are far-reaching. Family, friends, and co-workers are devastated. One way to honor a fallen co-worker is to learn from what went wrong. There are several things we can take away from this tragedy. Whether you operate a straddle carrier or any other moving vehicle or equipment on the terminal, always follow traffic patterns and rules. Rules are created for a reason, to keep workers safe. Deciding not to follow the rules means you're gambling with your health and the health of your coworkers. Why take the chance when you know that following the rules can prevent people getting hurt? Think about it. Going through life knowing you contributed to the death of a coworker is a terrible way to live. So take all traffic rules seriously all the time. Another safety rule you should follow is to always wear your seatbelt. This applies no matter where you work or what you do. Whether you are the driver or a passenger, seatbelts save lives. End of story. When working on the terminal, always go back and forth between scanning for potential hazards and focusing on the task at hand. Be aware of what's happening around you. If you sense the equipment operator doesn't see you or is not going to stop, take measures to prevent an incident. This could involve slowing down a vehicle you're driving, blowing your horn, and moving out of the danger zone. If you are a straddle operator, drive with the straddle carrier cab forward whenever possible. This helps you see better and can improve your reaction time when carrying a load. Tragedies like this one are a wake-up call. Before this incident, Jim and Mike probably never thought they'd be involved in a fatal crash, but they were. Make sure you aren't involved in a serious incident. Follow all traffic patterns and rules, even when you think you're the only one around. Wear your seatbelt every time it's required, and continuously scan your environment and focus on the task at hand. Don't let a tragedy like this one happen to you.